When it comes to fishing live bait for crappies, there's a lot of different ways that you can hook a minnow. A lot of people may not think that. They're going to think, well, normally we just hook it through the head, right? Or through the back. Those are two different techniques that work very well. All these techniques work very well. But I found on different systems, the different ways of hooking that minnow might be the difference in catching a lot of fish on a day when the fish really aren't going versus catching very few. So the old traditional way is hooking them straight through the back. That we're using real small treble hooks because we're fishing crappies today, and hooking them back through the back is pretty simple, but there's a lot of different spots you can go through the back. What I like to do is I like to target the top of the dorsal fin, right in the center. I go right in the very middle of that, and you only go in just enough to keep the hook in the meat, so you're not going to hurt the minnow, you're not going to kill it, and it's going to be able to stay alive down there and swim around. That's going to keep that fish in the water column almost horizontal. It's actually going to lean just a little bit, but when they're swimming, it's going to move the hook and it's going to move them like this. Another technique I like to do is through the front of the fish's mouth. Now that's another one you got to keep in mind. You're trying to keep this bait alive, so when the fish is down there, this is swimming around and gives it more traction, it's going to eat it. If you're fishing with treble hook like we are today, and you hook it through the top like this, what's going to happen is that fish is going to be upside down. So after a few minutes down there, it's going to kill it. So what you want to do is you want to take the hook and go up through the lower jaw, and I go in just inside the lips of the minnow's mouth. That way, when it's down there, the fish is going to be upright, the minnow is going to be upright, and it can still be swimming and stay alive for you down there. Now, the last technique, this is one that I like a lot, and I use it a lot, and it has really been great for me over the years on big crappies and bluegills. This is a technique that I actually learned from my brother Brian Worrall, and you hook it right through the tail, right through the meat. And this is another one. You don't want to go real far in. You want to go right inside the meat, right at the end of the tail. This technique works really slick. Now what happens is that minnow is in the water, and you drop it down and it's swimming vertical, but it can also pull itself up when it gets excited when there's a fish coming and swim horizontal to get away from them, so it'll swim up. And what that does is it's making a darting action, and a lot of times when those fish aren't going, you get that extra little bit of movement down there. It really helps. It brings them in, they end up chasing it down and they grab it, and then the fight's on. So those are 3 different ways of hooking live bait when fishing for crappies, pike, walleyes, etc. when you're out on the ice. Hopefully that helps you out. Well, this year the ice is getting pretty thin, but maybe next year these are a couple of tips that you can put to use.